In this class, we will start with another topic, that is aquaculture. So, what is meant by this aquaculture? So, the aquatic organisms like fishes, prawns, edible oysters, and pearl oysters. So, these are the aquatic organisms. They will be reared in an aquatic medium. The aquatic medium may be freshwater or brackish water or a marine water. So these aquatic organisms, they will be reared or cultured in an water medium is called as a aquaculture. So in this aquaculture, the mainly the culture of fishes, prawns, and the edible oysters and the pearl oysters will be reared or cultured for the sake of the commercial process or a commercially important one, or for the sake of the food purpose. So the way these organisms will be reared in an aquatic medium. So these aquaculture, it holds a greater position in a present day because these aquaculture is practiced as a farming in an water. So like that of the agriculture we do in an land, these aquaculture where the aquatic organisms will be formed in an water. The product of aquaculture is called as a aquafood. So the main significance of this aquaculture is to get a food and to get benefited commercially, and this aquaculture holds a economically important process in a present day, as the export and import of the organisms through the countries for the sake of the economy. So these aquaculture holds a greater position in a present day. Then why we have to do these aquaculture? What is the significance of this aquaculture? So through the through the process of the aquaculture, we can get a n amount of the food. Then we can commercially benefited, and also we can restore the endangered or a threatened species by culturing them. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸು ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಅವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋ ಒಳಗಿರ್ತಾವು ಅಥವಾ ಥ್ರೆಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವು, ಅವನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ರೀಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಲ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ process ಆಫ್ ಅಕ್ವಾಕಲ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ವಾಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾವು ಆ ಒಂದು ಥ್ರೆಟನ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ರೀಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. So these are some of the significance of the aquaculture. So these aquaculture is oftenly practiced. And another one, the fishes, oysters or prawns, they will be reared as a aquarium or reared for the sake of the aquarium. So these are some of the significance of the aquaculture. Then the aim of the aquaculture is to produce blue revolution. So we already know the green revolution. The green revolution is nothing but a agriculturally ರಿಚ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು, ಅಂದರೆ ಮೋರ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಇಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ದೆನ್ ದ aquaculture is its main aim is to produce a blue revolution. So more and more organisms will be reared in an aquatic medium. So that is called as a blue revolution. Then the aquaculture is a branch of fisheries. It is also called culture fisheries. So this is about the introduction. Then what is the scope or objectives of aquaculture? ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾರಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ವಾಕಲ್ಚರ್ದು ಮೇನ್ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ದ ಅಕ್ವಾಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ಸ್ to increase the economy of nation by way of increasing per capita production. So the main purpose of the aquaculture is to increase the economy of the nation or a country. So due to that sake the aquaculture is practiced. Then to generate employment opportunity for unemployed person. So through these aquaculture we can give a job to many individuals who are unemployed. So it is also another scope or a objective of the aquaculture. Through practicing aquaculture we can generate employment opportunity to the individuals. Then to utilize fully natural water resource available to the maximum. So another scope of the aquaculture is to utilize the total water present. So this is another scope. Then to uplift the socio-economic status of the people of Indian subcontinent. So through practicing the aquaculture we can increase the socio-economic status of an individuals or a peoples. Then fifth one, the scope of the aquaculture another is to earn foreign exchange revenue by transport of fish to the foreign countries. So another scope is to earn the foreign money or a foreign revenue. So by transporting or exporting and importing the fishes or aquatic organisms across the country will give a foreign revenue. So due to this purpose the aquaculture is practiced. Then to culture ornamental fishes for the aquarium. Then to culture larvicidal fishes for the control of the mosquito larvae. So in order to control the mosquito larvae, the many fishes like larva eat ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಫಿಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕ್ವಾಕಲ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ವಾಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ವಿ ನೋ ದೀಸ್ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಯಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹೈಲಿ ರಿಚ್ ಇನ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್, like they are so rich in proteins, carbohydrates and fatty acids, and some of the organisms they are rich in omega 3 fatty acids. So due to this property of these aquatic organisms they are considered as a rich aqua foods. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಸಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ವಾಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ಮೋರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದ aquatic organisms they have the components like or they are rich in proteins, omega 3 fatty acids and carbohydrates, some of the rich mineral acids. So due to this present or due to these contents in an organism these aquaculture is oftenly practiced. So these aquaculture it is popular in a present days. The types, what are the different types of culture we study in the aquaculture? In the aquaculture we mainly study about the prawn culture, shell culture and the pisciculture. So first one, a prawn culture. Already we know these prawns they are the crustaceans, they come in the arthropods. So these crustaceans they are oftenly reared as they are rich in a protein content and some of the rich mineral acids present in these organisms. These prawns are reared for the commercial product or for the sake of the food they are reared. That process is called as a prawn culture. ದೆನ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಶೆಲ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಪೋಲ್ಸ್, ಪರ್ಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಹವಳುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಹವಳನ್ನು ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸನ್ನ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದಂದರೆ ದ ರಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪರ್ಲ್ ಆಯಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಶೆಲ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದೆನ್ ಪಿಸಿಕಲ್ಚರ್. ದ ಪಿಸಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಅ rearing of a fishes. So already we know the fish is considered as a food. So ಈ ಒಂದು ಫುಡ್ಡಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಆಸ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಚ್ ಇನ್ omega 3 fatty acids and some of the vitamins. So due to rich content of these fatty acids in the fishes, these fishes are reared. That process is called as a pisciculture. Then prawn fishery or a prawn culture. The first one for your syllabus they have mentioned prawn culture, shell culture and a pisciculture. So we'll start with the prawn fishery or a prawn culture. So in this prawn culture we mainly culture or rear the prawn species. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾನಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಗಡೆ ಮೀನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಾನ್ ಅಂತಾದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ದೀಸ್ ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಶ್ರಿಂಪ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಸಿಗಡಿ ಮೀನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸೇಕ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫುಡ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್. So few of the aquatic crustaceans are also included among the fishery of economic importance. Prawn is a crustacean considered as a fish. We already know these prawns comes under the class Insecta and are crustacean. So these prawns they are commercially it is known as a shrimp. Well, the common names of these prawns are chingri, ginga, columbi, sheti. So these are some of the common names or which are these organisms recognized commonly as a chingri, ginga, columbi and sheti. So these prawns are recognized by different names in a different states or countries. So these prawn inhabit sea, freshwater lakes and rivers. So where we usually see these prawns, they inhabit the seawater, freshwater and also we observe in the lakes and rivers. So the prawns they mainly inhabit the fresh water and the brackish water or a marine water. Then in India, most important crustacean fishery is of prawn. So in India, the only crustacean that is oftenly cultured that is prawn. So these prawns are oftenly cultured or reared more in a Indian subcontinent. The prawns constitute highly nutritive diet for human beings. So due to this factor, the prawns are cultured more and more due to the rich nutrition in their due to the new rich nutrition in the prawns, these prawns are cultured more and more in a Indian continent. Then the prawn fishery of India is next to that of the USA in the world. So after USA, India bags the second position in a prawn fishery. Then the classification. So ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನು ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟಾ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕ್ರಸ್ಟೇಷಿಯ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಪೋಡ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಐತಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಫೈಲಮ್ ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಪೋಡ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟಾ. ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಏನು ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕ್ರಸ್ಟೇಷಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಇದು ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗೈತಿ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ prawns they habit the fresh water and the brackish water. So usually these prawns they will be found in a bottom layer or in the floors of the oceans. We see mainly these organisms. As these prawns are considered as a bottom dwellers, they will be found in a bottom layer of the lakes or rivers or in the ocean floors. Then food. So food of these prawns are considered as a omnivorous. So they feed on the algal plants, some of the insects, some of the larvae. So these prawns are considered as a omnivorous. And if we are willing to culture these prawns, then we have to supplement with a plenty amount of the food. Then only these prawns can survive, as these prawns need a plentiful supply of the food. Then types of prawn fishery. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾನ್ ಫಿಶರಿನ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, according to the quality, topography and nature of the water, prawn fishery may be studied under 4 types. So ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, based on a nature of the water, based on topography and the quality, these prawn fishery will be studied under 4 types, where we usually see the prawn fishery. The first one, that is in shallow water, in estuarine water, in the fresh water and the marine water. We usually see the prawn fishery in the shallow water, fresh water, marine water and the estuarine water or a backwater. Then first one, that is shallow water prawn fishery. It is located on the west coast, where fishing is restricted to shallow water near the coast, rarely exceeding 18 meter in depth. During monsoon months of June to August, the shallow come near the Malabar coast and fishermen are enabled to catch prawns with the cast nets. So ಈ ಪ್ರಾನ್ ಫಿಶರಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ವೆನ್ ದ water is shallow, there the prawn fishery is done. ಸೊ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೋಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ, ಶಾಲೋ ರೀಸನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ವಿ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ prawn fishery. So during the monsoon months like June to August, we see the prawn fishery, or these fishermen they will catch the prawns with the help of the nets. Then estuarine and backwater or a saline lake prawn fisheries. The areas of production are the backwaters extending along the southern half of the Kerala coast and mouths of numerous hill streams in Malabar areas. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾನ್ ಫಿಶರೀಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅದು ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಪ್ರಾನ್ is in the backwaters or in the estuaries or in the saline lake. So the areas of production of these prawns are the backwaters extending along the southern half of the Kerala coast and the mouths of a numerous hill streams in Malabar areas. So coastal area of Kerala, we will see the main production of these prawn fishery. Then Ennur, Pulikat, Kollair, Chika lakes and estuaries of Ganges and Brahmaputra river on the east coast are also important fishing areas. Then Chilka lake is much rich in a prawn production. So when the water quality and the nature of the water and the topography is good, then the prawn fisheries is done. So based on a nature of the water, these prawn fisheries will be done. So in the west, in the coastal area of the Kerala and also in the Chilka lake, we morely see these prawn production. Then the third one, that is freshwater prawn fishery. The prawns are caught from the rivers, lakes, and other freshwater areas throughout the country. So where we usually catch these prawns means in the freshwaters, like in the rivers, lakes, and the freshwater areas in the country. Some species are caught from brackish water lakes during certain months when the salinity is low. The prawns migrate into them temporarily, cheaply for breeding. So ಒಂದೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಾಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಬ್ರಾಕಿಶ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಮೆರೈನ್ ವಾಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಯಾಲೈನ್ ವಾಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಟೆನ್ ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ರೀಸನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಯಾಲಿನಿಟಿ ಕಂಟೆಂಟು ಲೋ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸೇಕ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ caught from the brackish water. Then the fourth one, that is marine prawn fishery. Most of the marine prawns caught along the Indian coast belong to the family Pinidae. Marine prawns are found of warm shallow seas and swam both in their larval and adult stages in muddy water such as those found in deltic regions. So some of the prawns they will be caught in the Indian coast that belongs to the family Pinidae. The Pinidae family prawns will be caught on the Indian coast. So these are the types of prawn fishery where we usually see the prawn fishery. So when we see the prawn fishery in the shallow water, estuarine water, fresh water, and the marine prawns, they will be caught by the fishermen's. So the prawn fishery will be based on a quality, topography, and nature of the water. If the water quality or nature of the water is good, then we see a more amount of these prawns. So this is about the types of prawn fishery. So the classification, in this classification I have mentioned, I did something wrong. So just remember they comes under the phylum Arthropoda and class Insecta, order Crustacea. So up to now we studied about the introduction regarding the aquaculture and the prawn fishery. So in the next class we'll start with the species of prawn. Thank you.